right, class, today we're going to start a new project where we are going to be making Tar Beach quilt squares. Tar Beach was a book written by Faith Ringgold that reflects on her childhood, on her past, kind of things she imagined, things she experienced, and she created this book. And in her book there are images surrounded by quilt squares, and then it actually turned into a quilt. So we'll be drawing out our images, and we're going to put material on as well. To start, we're going to listen to her book, hear about it, see what she tells us, so you can be thinking about different things that you did as a child or that you're still doing, maybe things that your family does, so that you can think of an image that you're going to create for your personal Tar Beach quilt square.
Faith Ringgold, and I wrote Tar Beach, the book, in 1990. I will always remember when the stars fell down around me and lifted me up above the George Washington Bridge. I could see our tiny rooftop with Mommy and Daddy and Mr. and Mrs. Honey, our next door neighbors, still playing cards as if nothing was going on. And BB, my baby brother, lying real still on the mattress, just like I told him to, his eyes like huge floodlights tracking me through the sky. Sleeping on Tar Beach was magical. Lying on the roof in the night with the stars and skyscraper buildings all around me made me feel rich, like I owned all that I could see. The bridge was my most prized possession. Daddy said that the George Washington Bridge is the longest and most beautiful bridge in the world, and that it opened in 1931 on the very day I was born. Daddy worked on that bridge, hoisting cables. Since then, I've wanted that bridge to be mine. Now I have claimed it. All I had to do was fly over it for it to be mine forever. I can wear it like a giant diamond necklace. Or just fly above it and marvel at its sparkling beauty. I can fly. Yes, fly. Me, Cassie Louise Lightfoot, only 8 years old and in the 3rd grade, and I can fly. That means I am free to go wherever I want for the rest of my life. Daddy took me to see the new Union building he is working on. He can walk on steel girders high up in the sky and not fall. They call him the Cat. But still he can't join the Union because Grandpa wasn't a member. Well, Daddy is going to own that building because I'm going to fly over it and give it to him. Then it won't matter that he's not in their old union or whether he's colored or a half-breed Indian, like they say. He'll be rich and won't have to stand on 24-story high girders and look down. He can look at his building going up. And Mommy won't cry all winter when he goes to look for work and doesn't come home. And Mommy can laugh and sleep late like Mrs. Honey. And we can have ice cream every night for dessert. Next, I'm going to fly over the ice cream factory, just to make sure we do. Tonight, we're going up to Tar Beach. Mommy is roasting peanuts and frying chicken, and Daddy will bring home a watermelon. Mr. and Mrs. Honey will bring the beer and their old green card table. And then the stars will fall around me, and I will fly to the Union Building. I'll take Bibi with me. He has threatened to tell Mommy and Daddy if I leave him behind. I have told him it's very easy. Anyone can fly. All you need is somewhere to go that you can't get to any other way. The next thing you know, you're flying among the stars. The end.
All right, so we're going to make our own Tar Beach squares, thinking of something that you remember from your childhood that was really awesome to you, or something that you imagined and thought was really fun. For me, when I was a child, my family went somewhere every year. It was a conference for the church my dad worked for. Every year we would go, and we went to a campus, a college campus, and my brother and sister and I would run around. We thought that we kind of owned the place because we were there every year for the summer. We thought it was really cool, thought we lived there. So I drew one of the most memorable parts about it. It was this big chapel that stood there, and it had a bell that rang every hour, and it played a long song, and I loved to hear the bell.
Pardon the interruption. Any more, please report to the office.
And we'd also get to play tag out in front of that huge church with a lot of other kids who came because their dads were ministers too. So this is the square that I drew. You're first going to draw it in pencil, and then you're going to raise your hand. Once your hand is raised, I will come see if you're ready to move to Sharpie. There are two types of Sharpies we can use. One is a regular size. One is really thin tipped. Your regular size Sharpie should be used for most of your work, but if you have small little details, like my clock's pretty small here, or my people down here are pretty small, I use the thin tipped Sharpie. Once you've Sharpied your image, you're going to color it in with the markers. And you can color all the way to the edges because we're going to put a border over top. You want to be aware to leave some white spaces around the edge. You don't want to draw your picture all the way over these edges because then it could get cut off. Because on our border, we're going to use some material squares. There's a lot of material at your desk, a lot of different types. So I've chosen a couple types here, and you're going to line them up along the sides. You want to make sure that you have at least two of each kind, so it's not just one random one on there. You can make a pattern with them, have them repeat if you want. It's up to you. There's a lot of material at the desk. You'll use a glue stick to attach these to your paper, and there'll be the border that goes all the way around. So, first, I will draw my idea. Second, I will raise my hand. Then I will draw with Sharpie. Third, I will color in my whole picture. Fourth, I will pick material. Cut it into even squares and paste it around my image. Awesome. All materials are at your desk. You have paper, markers, scissors, glue sticks, and material, as well as pencils. Go ahead to your seats quietly and begin to work.